Now, when it comes to opening up a new account with Navy Federal, you guys want to choose the best checking account that you possibly can with them that fits your personal case scenario, so that way you guys can really maximize your membership with this credit union. Navy Federal has 5 checking accounts that they offer you on the personal side, and then they're going to have 3 checking accounts that they offer you on the business side. Now, some checking accounts that they offer are going to be better than others, so if you guys don't know which one you guys should choose or go with, in this video, ladies and gentlemen, I will be going over every single checking account that Navy Federal has, whether it's on the personal or business side. So if you guys want to be more informed on which checking account you guys should personally go with, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end, so that way you, sir or ma'am, do not miss out on any good financial information that can help you out. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford, and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get to today's video. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk about all the different types of checking accounts that Navy Federal has, whether it's on the personal side or the business side. And then after I'm done talking about that, I'm going to give you guys some data points that you guys should know about them. So to even get a checking account with Navy Federal, you do have to be somewhat military related in order to start banking with this credit union. And I actually made a full in-depth video on showing you guys exactly how to start banking with them, whether you're in the military or not. So if you guys want to watch that, feel free to browse my channel or hit the link in the description below, or just wait till this video is over and I'll put that video at the end of this video for you guys to watch. But once you guys actually do start banking with this credit union, if you guys are not in the military, then the checking account that they're going to give you right off the bat, if you don't ask for anything higher, is going to be called the free everyday checking account. This is pretty much Navy Federal's most basic checking account that they offer, and there's not really too many perks when it comes to this account. You're not going to have ATM rebates like how some of their other checking accounts offer you, and then as far as the APY goes on this account, you're only going to be earning a 0.01% APY, which is basically nothing. Now, the only thing that's good about this account is that there is no minimum balance requirement in order to have this account, and there's also not going to be any monthly fees at all whatsoever. This account will also offer you overdraft protection options, but to be honest, any checking account that Navy Federal has will offer this very same thing too. Now, the next checking account that we're going to be talking about that Navy Federal has, which is a little better than the free everyday checking account, is going to be called the free easy checking account. This checking account is a whole lot better than the free everyday checking account, ladies and gentlemen, because with this account, they are going to offer you a few more perks. So first and foremost, this checking account is going to offer you ATM rebates all the way up to $120 a year, but you can only use up to $10 of it every single month. So for example, if you guys are in Las Vegas for whatever reason and you use one of their ATMs so that way you can take out money for gambling, but they charge you like an $8 or $9 fee, you guys would actually get reimbursed that $8 or $9 fee at the end of your statement cycle. So in other words, you can expect that money to be credited back to your account every single month. I personally take advantage of these ATM rebates all the time because sometimes I do tend to run into places that make me need physical cash. So what I tend to do is just hit a nearby ATM that just charges me like a $3 to $9 fee, and eventually I know I'm going to get that back. And I use my Navy Federal debit card purposely because I know I'm going to get that money back, so I don't even sweat it. But other than ATM rebates, the free easy checking account will also offer you a 0.05% APY based on the money that you have in that checking account. Now that's not that much better than the free everyday checking account, which was only giving us a 0.01% APY, but it's still a little more at the end of the day. Now, one of the biggest catches to maintain eligibility to keep having this free easy checking account is to have a direct deposit with Navy Federal, or at least conduct 20 transactions on your Navy Federal debit card per month. And those transactions can either be purchases or ATM withdrawals as long as the transactions are being made. Now, the next checking account that we're going to be talking about that Navy Federal has to offer us is going to be called the Free Campus Checking Account. This checking account is for students who are between the ages of 14 to 24, and there are no minimum balance requirements in order to have this account. This account will also offer you ATM rebates all the way up to $120 a year or $10 a month, and you will also be earning a 0.05% APY, just like the last checking account we just talked about. In fact, the Free Campus Checking Account is pretty much the same thing as the Free Easy Checking Account, but the only difference is you just would get this account if you guys are between the ages of 14 to 24. But other than that, all the benefits are pretty much the same. Now, the next checking account that we're going to be talking about is called the Flagship checking account, which is Navy Federal's most popular checking account that they have. I personally have this account, and you absolutely cannot go wrong with having this account. So for starters, this account will allow you to have ATM rebates all the way up to $120 a year or $10 a month, just like the other two checking accounts we just talked about. And there also won't be any monthly service fees as long as you guys maintain a minimum balance of $1,500 or more in that account at all times. If you guys do not maintain a balance of $1,500 or more in this account at all times, then Navy Federal is going to charge you a $10 fee every month in order to have this account. But one of the biggest differences when it comes to this Flagship checking account and all the other checking accounts that we just talked about in this video is the APY that you're going to be earning on your money. If you guys have between $1,500 to $9,999, then you're going to be earning a 0.35% APY on your money. Now, if you guys have anywhere between $10,000 to $24,999, then you are going to be earning a 0.40% APY, which isn't too much of a jump. But if you guys have $25,000 or more in your checking account at all times, then you will be earning a 0.45% APY. But honestly, I wouldn't even do this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would definitely keep some money in my Navy Federal account, but if you guys are going to have any kind of big money in a checking or savings account, I personally would put that in a high yield savings account like SoFi. Because if you were to put that money in a high yield savings account like SoFi, then the APY that you would earn on that account is going to be a 3.80%, which is literally roughly 10 times more than this Navy Federal checking account. I actually made a full in-depth video talking about SoFi and their high yield savings account and how to earn free money just for getting a checking and savings account with them. So if you guys want more information in regards to that, click the link in the description below, or just wait till this video is over and I'll put it at the end of this video for you guys to watch. But as far as the Flagship checking account, that 0.45% APY you're going to earn if you have $25,000 or more in this account is going to be the highest APY that they're going to offer you when it comes to any other checking accounts. One thing I also do want to mention is if you guys do not have a direct deposit set up with Navy Federal when it comes to their Flagship checking account, then you will not be able to earn ATM rebates, unfortunately. And I don't know why Navy Federal does this, but this is just the rules when it comes to their Flagship checking account. Another added perk though I do want to say about this checking account is that by getting the Flagship checking account, this will help you build a better relationship with this credit union, since this is the only checking account that actually charges you a fee. Because if this checking account is charging you guys a fee, ladies and gentlemen, that means you guys have a higher responsibility than all of the other checking accounts we just talked about, and that you're actually committed to this credit union. And if Navy Federal sees that, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is going to help you build a better relationship with them, which will then help you get more products with them or even higher limits on your credit cards or loans with them. Now, the last checking account that we're going to be talking about on the personal side is going to be called the free active duty checking account. This is a checking account that you guys are automatically given if you guys are in the military once you're barely signing up with Navy Federal for the first time. One of the biggest perks of having this checking account is that you do have ATM rebates all the way up to $240 a year or $20 a month, which is twice the difference between most other checking accounts we just talked about. So if you guys want to use a non-Navy Federal or non-co-op ATM that charges you a fee, you definitely can and would get your money back all the way up to $20 per month. But again, this is only for people who are in the military. Now, as far as early access to your military pay, you can do that with this checking account because this checking account actually pays you a day sooner. And a big thing I do want to let you guys know, though, is that once you guys open this account, you have 180 days to set up your military direct deposit, because if you don't, it will convert to the free everyday checking account, which is their lowest tier checking account. And if you do set up the direct deposit and then for whatever reason it stops, you have a whole nother 180 days to get that direct deposit back, because if you don't, then again, it will convert to the free everyday checking account. Now, as far as APY goes on this account, you will only be earning a 0.05% APY based on the money that you have in that checking account. So honestly, that's nothing too significant when compared to our Flagship checking account, because like we talked about earlier, if you guys have any real money in a personal checking or savings account, I would personally at least put that in a high yield savings account at minimum, like SoFi. But also really quick, if you guys are finding any of this information helpful, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it, because it really helps me out a lot and it's also a dope way to help support the channel. But anyways, now that we talked about all of Navy Federal's personal checking accounts, let's go over some data points really quick, and then I'll talk about some Navy Federal business checking accounts. Now, to have any of these checking accounts, again, you do have to be banking with Navy Federal, and just so you guys know, there will be no fees when using your Navy Federal debit card at a Navy Federal ATM or a Navy Federal co-op network ATM. And then also sometimes too at participating Walgreens in some case scenarios. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if you guys are in the military, then you definitely want their military account, which is the free active duty checking account, like literally no questions asked. If you guys are not in the military and just a regular civilian just like me, the Navy Federal is automatically going to give you the free everyday checking account if you're just not getting a checking account with them, unless you ask for something else in advance. Now, if you guys receive the free everyday checking account or any other kind of checking account with Navy Federal, you guys can always switch checking accounts if you guys want to. All you have to do is go on the app, call on the phone, or just walk into the branch and they'll go ahead and help you with that. Another thing you guys should know, though, is that Navy Federal reps are available 24/7 by phone if you ever have any questions. And again, overdraft protection options are always going to be available for any of their checking accounts. And if you guys ever need checks for whatever reason, they are going to be free. All you guys have to do is call Navy Federal on the phone so that way they can mail it to you, or just simply walk into a branch so that way you guys can pick them up. Now, before I end this video, as promised, I said I was going to talk about their business checking accounts, so now let's talk about them. So Navy Federal has 3 business checking accounts that they offer, but in order to get a business checking account with them, you do have to have some kind of business established already. And this is going to consist of something like a sole proprietorship, a limited partnership, a corporation, or even an LLC. And depending on what type of business you have will determine what your required deposit is. So this means it could be anywhere from $250 to $255. Like for example, if you're applying for a business account under a sole proprietorship, then they are going to make you do a $250 deposit if you guys want to open up that business checking account. But if you're opening up a business account under an LLC, then they are going to require $255 because they do require that $5 membership savings deposit hold. And just so you guys know, you guys can literally open up a business account with them as soon as you guys start banking with them. You do have to open up an account with them on the personal side though, if you guys want to get to that business checking account. It typically takes anywhere between 3 to 5 business days to open up a business account with them, just so you guys know. But once you guys are banking with them though, on the personal side, all you guys have to do is go to the Navy Federal website and apply. Or if you guys want, you guys can actually call between the hours of 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time, because that's when their business department is open. Once you guys are actually done doing your application though, Navy Federal asks you what type of business account that you want, whether it's the regular business account, the business plus checking account, or the business premium checking account. And if you guys don't know the difference between all of these checking accounts, let's quickly go over them, starting with the most basic business checking account. So the regular business checking account is the business checking account that typically most new business owners get out there, just mainly because there's no fees on that account. There's not any fees, and they actually allow up to 2 signers only on this business checking account. So this pretty much means only 2 people will have access to this account as far as authorizing transactions that are being made, or even sending out checks and stuff of that nature. Just make sure when you guys are actually doing the application for the account, have the other signer on there as well, whether it's one of your friends you're going into business with, or even a spouse or something along those lines. Another thing you guys should know though about the regular business checking account is that the first 30 non-electronic transactions you will not have to pay a fee for, and that is going to be per month. So for example, let's say you write over 30 checks on this account. Your 31st checking up is going to be a 25-cent fee up until the next statement cycle. And again, this is only going to be for non-electronic transactions, which is going to consist of branch checks, withdrawals, deposits, and things of that nature. And also a thing you guys should know is if you guys are depositing like 12 checks at one time, that will only count as one transaction from your 30 per every single month. Now, the last thing you guys should know about the regular business checking account is that you're only going to be earning a 0.01% APY on the money that you have in there, which is basically nothing, so don't expect a significant return on your money. Now, the next business account with Navy Federal that we're going to be talking about is called the Business Plus Checking Account. Now, to have this business account, it is going to be an $8 fee in order to have this account. There's absolutely nothing you can do to escape this fee. One of the biggest benefits of having this account, though, is that you're able to have unlimited signers. So what this means is anybody who is a part of this business, whether it's 2 people or 20 people, they all will have access to the account along with any kind of transactions being done on or to it. You also will be able to have your first 50 non-electronic transactions for free instead of it being 30 like the regular business checking account we just talked about. But after those first 50, it is going to be a 25-cent fee per transaction all the way up until the next month. And just so you guys know, this Business Plus checking account will also earn you a 0.01% APY on the money that you have in there. So again, don't expect anything crazy for having your money in this account. Now, the last business checking account that we're going to be talking about is called the Business Premium Checking Account, which is the absolute most highest business checking account that you can get with Navy Federal. Now, to have this account, it is going to be a $20 monthly fee if you guys have anything less than $5,000 in this account every single month. But if you guys do have $5,000 or more in this account, then Navy Federal will not charge you a fee just for simply having this account. And just like the last business checking account we just talked about, the Business Premium Checking Account will let you have unlimited signers, so you can put however many people you want on this business account. Now, there are going to be 2 big differences when it comes to the Business Premium Checking Account, and the first one is going to be the first 100 non-electronic transactions are going to be free, which is twice as much as the Business Plus Checking Account. And then anything after that is going to be a 25-cent transaction. And the second thing you guys need to know about the Business Premium Checking Account is that the APY you'll be earning on this account will depend on how much money you guys have in this business checking account. If you have anywhere between $1,500 to $9,999, then you are going to be earning a 0.35% APY. And if you have anywhere between $10,000 to $24,999, you are going to be earning a 0.40% APY, which isn't too much of a significant difference. Now, if you guys have $25,000 or more in this account, you will be earning a 0.45% APY on your money. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, this is the exact same setup that the personal flagship checking account has when it comes to earning interest on your money. So you really don't need a business checking account to earn the same amount of money you would from having a personal account. But to be honest, as I mentioned earlier, if you guys really want to make money off interest-bearing accounts, then I would get a high-yield savings account with a financial institution like SoFi. And one more thing I do want to add before I end this video is that on their business accounts, there's not going to be a Zelle option. But you guys can always do something called a transfer to transfer, which is on your Navy Federal app, where you can transfer anything from your business to your personal, or your personal to your business, or even to another member out there. All you guys literally have to do is just set it up on the app, and then you guys are green to go. And they definitely do offer Zelle though, but it's only going to be on the personal side and not the business side. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I hope you guys found value in any of this information as always. If you guys have bad credit because maybe you have derogatory items on your credit report like late payments, charge-off, collections, or even past bankruptcies, and you've been working with somebody who couldn't get that off for you, send an email to one of my business emails, 850boulevard@gmail.com, because I have an amazing credit repair person that I personally work with that can definitely help a lot of you guys out there. And also really quick, if you guys are looking to get funding for your business, like anywhere between $50,000 to $150,000 plus in capital, so that way you guys can actually scale and grow your business, send an email to my business email saying funding, and I'll speak with you guys there. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, then I truly truly do appreciate you guys. We're at 83,896 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know, but if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics, so if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your credit cards, how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit. We talk about real estate, we talk about mortgage loan programs, we talk about all that. So this is your one-stop shop. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.